Hi, I'm Marci Degman, the Aspiring Gardener. Today we're going to talk about cooking with fresh thyme. Now, the first thing you want to do is plant the right kind of thyme for what you want to cook with. This is regular English thyme, garden thyme. You'll also find that there's lemon thyme, there's orange thyme, and there's other more tea-worthy thyme. So make sure you've got a good, strong, regular garden thyme. I went out this morning and I cut this. You want to cut all of your herbs early in the day before the hot sun comes out because the oils and the flavors will be the strongest. And because I wanted to use it fresh, I put it right into water to keep it that way. If you wanted to dry it, you wouldn't do that. You would hang it upside down and just let it dry. But if you want to use it fresh, you want to keep it nice and supple like this. What I'm going to do with these carrots, I've kind of got an example of larger food and diced or cut food. So if you were taking, say, a salmon or a chicken breast or anything that you wanted to absorb the flavors of the thyme, but you didn't really want to have the thyme on the food when you served it, then what you would do is you would cut off full sprigs of thyme like this and lay it on the food that you're grilling or roasting or whatever it is, however you want to cook it, so the flavors will go down into the food. Another thing that'll help is to have olive oil or butter or whatever it is that you're coating the food with on there first. So that'll help bring the thyme into the food as well. And when you have casseroles, rice dishes, anything where you've got chopped up in small pieces and you don't want to have this big piece of thyme but you want little bits, you're going to have to remove it from the stem. It's pretty easy to do. You just have to kind of pull on it and all the little leaves will come off into your dish. Now, if that's too big of a piece, if these leaves are too much, you can also take them and put them on a cutting board and chop them even further. But I kind of like the way they look, the little leaves in the dish. And thyme is strong enough that you don't really have to chop it any smaller to get flavor, but of course, if you do chop it, it will be stronger yet. But you just kind of pull it off of there. It's going to come off a lot easier when it's dry. The other thing to remember when you have fresh herbs is they're going to be less intense than your dry herbs. So you're going to use at least twice as much as you would with dried thyme. Here I have some thyme, and when I dry it, I usually leave it whole like this too, so I can have the choice later to lay it over things or crumble it up. So it's usually on the stem, and I also feel like anything that you do dry, the less you crumble it at that time, the more oils are preserved. So you always want to kind of do that right when you go to cook with herbs. So I've also got that. So the only real difference is that it's much, much stronger when the water has evaporated out of your herbs. So if you use this, you're going to use half as much as you're going to use with the fresh thyme. And that's how you cook with fresh thyme.